Okay, if you're a student looking for success in 2026, welcome to the channel. We are here to help you to level up this year. And I am Joe Brown. I am a curriculum and innovation lead at a top international school in Southeast Asia. And I'm here with a mission to help students in 2026 level up. If you are a student in 2026 looking for success, well, you are probably asking a simple question. Why is education so difficult? These days, why is there the constant stress of having to perform and do all these tests and work hard? Why does it have to be like this? Well, maybe there is a better way. But I'm here to tell you very simply that all of these tests and all of the stress is there to build a very strong skill set. The one thing we're going to focus on today is that one skill set that is perhaps being overlooked, and that is memory. That's why we are testing you all the time. That's why we're telling you to revise. That's why the whole system is set up the way it is, because memory is a vital skill. I know in this day and age that might not be a popular opinion. With all of the information at hand very quickly, we like to say that memory is not that important, but it is. We need memory. This is the reason why I can very effectively use all that technology, because I remember how things work and I can prompt the technology to give me what I want. And secondly, the jobs of the future may revolve around all that technology, but the employers of the future, with all of the very important person-to-person contact that we need to happen, they don't want someone who's staring at their phone every second going, hold on, let me ask the technology how to answer this question. They want someone who knows the answer. They want someone who's on the spot, ready to perform. And so memory is still just as important as it has always been. Why is it easier for some people, more easy than others? Well, that's a question that we're going to have to ask in future. But if it is difficult for you and you are struggling, if you're facing all of those exams and saying, why do I struggle to recall? Why do I struggle to perform in the exam? Maybe you need to train your memory. And it's not because you're broken. I know some students go, I really put in the work, but I just can't remember. And the idea that forgetting means there's something wrong with you is completely ridiculous. We all forget. And if you are the one who's struggling with forgetting, it's because you haven't put in the time to work it out. Forgetting is natural. We have the research from Ebbinghaus a long time ago, and I'll put his curve up on the screen so you can see. Forgetting is natural part of learning. We learn something and we are automatically starting to forget. That is normal. Do not feel like you're broken because you forget. But if you are struggling with it and forgetting is a problem, then that's a sign you need to train your memory. How do we train our memory? Well, there's many ways, but today I'm going to give you the simplest version that I have worked out over the time. It's worked for me, it's worked for others, and it's the 222 method. And very simple method that you can apply to help you improve your memory. If you make it a routine, it's going to work in the short time, it's going to work in the long term, and your memory is going to start to improve. So the 222 method, as I'm calling it, is a very simple method. Whatever you're learning, whatever you need to memorize, start on day one. Say, okay, today I'm memorizing this thing. It could be history, it could be science, it could be the book you're studying in English, whatever it is. Today I learn it. Now I don't want to forget it. So in 2 days' time, I'm going to have to revise it. That's the first two. Day one, I've learned it. I've already started to forget. So in 2 days' time, I am going to look at doing it again so that it gets stuck in my memory. Okay. And the second two, it's not going to just stay in there because I did it 2 days later. The second two is 2 weeks later, I need to revise it again. So 2 days after, remember it all. 2 weeks later, make sure you remember it all again. And then the third two, which is a interesting two because it's not just about time, but the idea that I need to have 2 more recall sessions before I do my test or before I need to use that memory piece. Very important. You could add another 2 if you wanted and do that 2 days before the test. I make sure I have that final, really important revision session. You could keep going 2 hours before the test if you wanted to. But the idea that you want to lock it into memory, it's not automatic. It's not, I'm going to learn it and it will stick. You need to plan out your revision. And if you've looked at my last 2 videos, and I can put the link up there if I remember, but if we look at those last 2, you know that just reading your notes using the highlighter is not going to be enough to make that stick. So you know the outline. You're going to remember these things on these different points 2 days after, 2 weeks after. We're going to make sure for 2 revisions before the test, and we're going to make sure those 2 days beforehand, we're going to revise really clearly. That's the great framework. But if your revision is just reading the material from your notes, getting out the highlighter, that's not going to make it stick. You need to do active recall. Now, this is not just from me. The research supports this. Research built from Ebbinghaus all the way up to John Hattie with very recent research on recall. Active recall is what you want to do. Sit down first with a blank page and say, what do I remember? Write it all down. Writing is key to activating memory. Write it all down. Then go and check. See what you remember. See what you forget. Focus on what you forgot. Make sure you lock that in. And the next time you revise, you should see that more of it has stuck in your mind. And then you'll be ready for those tests. Memory is important. It's a key tool that will help you not just for the test, not just for school, but for your whole life. So work on memory today and you will have more success in 2026. Hopefully, I'll see you next time and take care of yourselves.